the beauty, the dance, the culture, the rich history, not forgetting the dressing, the animal skin. Deep inside the hills and forests of Mzimba, culture meets up and celebrates the beauty that is in its history. Welcome to the historical Hora Mountain. Welcome to Umthetho Cultural Festival 2017. In the contemporary era, more and more tribes and cultures are increasingly using festivals and events to cement their roots and culture, to improve the image of the culture and tradition itself. The Ngoni, descendants of Shaka Zulu from South Africa, settled in Mzimba district, making it their home, while the Maseko Ngoni settled in Cheu district. In Malawi, there are 7 Zwangendawa sons who are the ruling class in Mzimba Ngoni Kingdom, and these are the Jeres under Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa. Now, Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa V is the overall king of the Zwangendawa Jere Ngonis of Malawi, and he reigns from Edingeni and Engalaweni, some few kilometers from Mzimba Boma. As one way of revamping the tribe's culture, the Ngoni of Mzimba hosts a 3-day annual festival known as uMtheto that takes place at Hora Mountain every August. uMtheto is a literal word for a rule or procedure for solving a problem. But now, uMtheto is a ceremony to commemorate the defeat by the Jere of the Tumbuka rebellion led by Baza Dokowe at Hora Mountain.
When we talk of uMtheto, we are talking about the governance, traditional governance of Mzimba as it is under the Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa V. What we found out was that there was no forum, there was no an annual event that could let the Inkosi Yamakosi come and talk to his people, or where we could interpret the heritage of Mzimba. At the same time, how we could keep the identity of the Ngoni in Malawi, especially of those in Mzimba, and our unity. So we came up with this uMtheto. It is meaning governance, and that is traditional governance. Hora Mountain is very special in different ways. One, it's the highest point in Mzimba district, which means if we are here, we're at the center and the highest point of the district. The Inkosi Yamakosi being here, it means he's now at the highest of his territorial jurisdiction. However, there are so many issues that I could say. Between 1867 and 1880s, many of the Ngoni villages were around Hora. We have got Mzarangwe, where we went yesterday. Just close there are some Bulgam somewhere there where Loudon mission started. That was in Mbangweni village. At the same time, when Mombera Kingdom entered the British Empire, joining Nyasaland Protectorate, the first district commissioner to be sent in Mzimba was accommodated just here to Hora, the old house of Fraser. Fraser by that time and the mission of Loudon had already moved, so he left a house here. At that time, the district was called Mombera district. So this is a pure heritage.
The festival is characterized by eating and dances as one way of celebrating the lives of their ancestral fathers and the victory that they acquired. All Ngonis in the country, as well as other Ngoni leaders from neighboring countries like Tanzania and South Africa, come to celebrate together. This is the 2017 edition of uMtheto. As uMtheto means governance, this edition has lived up to its billing. uMtheto Festival is a perfect example of how governance can make itself integrate with the local cultural cluster, the youth, who are the greater population of the country. By holding a series of successful themes annually, this festival has succeeded in seizing this opportunity to create a new trend in governing the Ngoni. The 2017 Umthetho was organized differently, complete with a theme, Women and Youth in Ngoni Culture. The event opened cluster discussions on the same, with 3 groups discussing issues of culture, youth and early marriages in respective gatherings. The youth, women and men held discussions on the way forward for the Ngoni of Mzimba culture, on including women and youth in the culture, as well as ending early marriages and making sure the youth stay in school.
This year we have done it a different way. We have taken another path. We usually have themes each year. I think last year it was about environment. This year we have taken on board women in Ngoni culture. Why we have done so is we've got so many problems that are arising regarding the women. You find that there's early marriages that we're trying to combat, and then the dropout. Yeah. So we have tried to come together to group the people. Say the men, they have their own, and then the women have their own meeting, and then the youth should also have their own conference. In these conferences, what they'll be discussing about will be, we've got the 2 themes. The main theme has got 2 sub-themes. We're looking at early marriages, like I said, and then we're also looking at encouraging boys and girls education. So each group would discuss the problems that they face on these topics, and then thereafter it will be brought to the Chiefs Council, where we'll take as Mzimba as a whole, we'll make decisions to say, okay, this is the path that we should take, because here today we have gathered the whole Mzimba. We've got representatives from each TA. We've got 10 TAs around in Mzimba. So each TA has got representatives, youth, women, and the men. So we'll take it back and then try to share the resolutions that we'll make out of this conference.
When we were coming a mat party from 1993 to 1994 and in 1995, we saw that our democracy did not come in a way that people can preserve their culture. Immediately, we formed the Mzimba Heritage Association. The Mzimba Heritage Association was a wheel where our King Inkosi Amakosi Mberwa can go through to promote and preserve our tradition. Now, when people talk of democracy, the Ngonis had the best, one of the best democracy, because they had their judiciary, they had everything. They had their own government. Human right was there. So when we look at human right today, the only thing we are not accommodating is the foreign human right. You can see that some people feel that you can be well known if you are you take the Western culture or take some culture from somewhere. We are saying no. We are the Ngonis with our identity. Now, when we talk of democracy, democracy is already there. So the coming in of this democracy, that's why you can see that on a Thursday we had all those others talking about marriages, others talking about agriculture, others talking about health issues. What do we mean? We mean that healthy people are the people who preserve healthy culture. You cannot have healthy culture if people are sick. You cannot have healthy culture if people have got no food. So we accommodate all these, because this does not mean just human rights also. It's about people's life. So what we are saying is you can continue with your tradition. If you know, if I'm sick, here's a hospital, our marriages should be like this, whether it is income generating activities. So that's why we brought them on Thursday. Why? Healthy people will preserve healthy culture.
As the conference heats up, The youth open up to issues that affect them in the Ngoni culture. Issues of modern technology and culture itself affecting the youth are revealed.
Ndi Isaac Kasimba ndachokera kwa Jaravikua. Chifukwa chimene asikala makwatira nsanga kadalira nang'ono ndipona ngati ndi mavuto kuchokera m'mabanja mwathu. Makolo ngati pa nyumba muja muli mavuto ndi amati abambo mwana we wathansingo pitani akwatire tipeze ya sopo.
Dzina langa ndine Sungu Galima ndachokera kwa Jaravikua tiye changing generation. Maka mno Malawi kalikalelo kunalibe mascreen, but nowadays anthu amaonera mascreen like ma blue movies. Nde akamonera amene aja nde amakhadi ma feelings. Nde anawo amakhadi practice make perfect. Nde amayesera, nde akayeserawo akamva bwinobwino nde amakwatirana akadali achepera.
Ngorinaona ine likulu ni mabhuku ayatikusambiranga ku school monga life skills. Ikusambizwa chomene vene vivi. So tikuvangana suga kuti tikayezga tikaninadi mbwe tikupasana nganthumbu tichatawana.
Kwa ine kuangata sungwana tusangana masuzgo tukuangana cervical cancer yo para tisanga okafunyapo chiberekero na kuleka kubaba kweniso para tatengo mwanarume yula wakuona ngati ise tachekula sopo wa munhu wachekula mbwa kukuleka na kutosa mwanakazi mnyake sopo tuwa mwanakazi mnyake iwo kubalalika na chakuchite kusola.
Simultaneously, the men and women at their different gatherings are pointing out issues that affect women and youth in Ngoni culture, marriage, and education. Interestingly, most of the issues raised by the youth, men and women, are all similar.
Culture ichi chapangisa subana kuti walengena anthu mbo pafupi ni chikhalo chitu tikati vana vapikenge vakupika vakaone vanyawo kura wakasanga mwayi wakuti vakavinenge vachezere. So culture nayo yanyiza so chimoza kuti vana vengena anthu mbo pafupi.
Na umo masambiro yafikira sono. Kwa mwana wakumsambiza kuyambira standard 3 vakugonana mpaka form 4. So pene papo mbwene wakuyamba kuyezgera kuti adada wagona nte ipo tichitenda sevichi nte kwene ise muti kasambiranga ku school wakatisambizanga chaifu kwene sono kwani democracy kwani vichi wakuyamba standard 3 mpaka form 4. So mumba wakuti kugonerana tawa papi mnyumba na wakusambira ku sukuru so wakusambiza benefits
chiyake chomene chikuruso tupemba boma pali mafilima ya wakuonesha ya kuwa yawe mviliani
amaonesa mafilmu na boma
wapembe bala kapali kabunga kaya kumba cha kuonesha bange vila that is that vakulaula hivi. So vana wakuwa na chidwe vene vila pani tiba kuba bakondweseka chomene chifukwa mafilima ya kuonesha nandi ya kuti umokhalira munthu munyumba vichi chili chose. So mwana at least ini fundo ikulu chomene mungu yonera ino
Filimu ingakhale koma phone ijayo phone yeni ija phone akurongo ngiyo chitumbukana kuti phone yene ila phone ila na ikurongolaso za vile va kugonana. Sono nangaona pa filimu angajala kwene phone na ikurongolaso.
As the sun sets on Hora Mountain on day 1, uMtheto has opened. Governance issues have been discussed. A successful opening to the 2017 uMtheto. Now the district and its visitors take to rest as more awaits on the next 2 days. The sun rises over the horizon. It's Friday, the day designated as Cultural Day for the uMtheto festival. It is a day laden with tradition and ancestral connection. As cows are slaughtered, the day promises more meat and traditional ingoma for uMtheto. The second day of uMtheto begins with a trip to Mzalangwe, the burial site of the founder of Mombera Kingdom, Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa I. The chiefs parade Umgubo at the tomb of Mberwa I, who is the father and founder of the Mombera Kingdom. It's a solemn occasion.
Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa I is the founder of Mombera Kingdom and the father of the Ngoni nation. It is the one who brought back the Ngonis from Tanzania, Ufipa, when Zongendaba died. So when he was installed as Inkosi Yamakosi to take over the throne of his dead father, King Zwangenda, when he came here, he established his kingdom. Now we're remembering him as father and founder of Mombera Kingdom. At the same time, he's the one who signed the agreement between the Free Church of Scotland and his kingdom. If today we have got a relationship between us and Free Church of Scotland, it is because of Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa I. So where is buried? He was buried in his own new village, Ngarawen. That is right away in the crowd of Ngarawen. So he's very important to us. As the father, we went there in order to talk to the ancestral spirits that we have come. Give us a very peaceful uMtheto. So that's why we are here, very peaceful, and we will end up peacefully.
The spiritual ritual is well organized and with a meaning. As the Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa V arrives, the Ingoma dance intensifies. It's a dance done in honor of the king. Then the dancers turn around to face the tombstone. They are offering praises, prayers, and respect to Mberwa I. It is interesting to note that the whole session is musical, without speeches. But at the end of it all, a designated elder offers praises to the king, Inkosi Yamakosi Mberwa V.
Waka wana mkondo wako Zongendaba. Au sisi waka Zongendaba. Wena kaushai. Wakulima nyama Zongendaba. Wena kaushai. Wakutika zile nyama wena Zongendaba. Wangena kola pakani. Itanganyika. Waka kusahili mkondo. Wapenduka wena Zongendaba. Wakonda rapo wakumafona. Wana retebuli. Wampumaranga. Wasuru natani. Wena Zongendaba. Iko wakonda wena Zongendaba. Watu mkonde. Waka wana mkondo wako Zongendaba. Watu mupoka. Waka wana mkondo wako wena Zongendaba. Watu muhenga. Waka wana mkondo wako wena Zongendaba. Watu mtunguka. Waka wana mkondo wako wena Zongendaba. Hanga keshanga zindebe. Waka wana mkondo wako wena Zongendaba. Wakonda kona. Ewa njeni kenyanza. Wamuona mtonga. Wamkomba ngomkondo. Wabareka mtonga. Abarekele mazini. Watu ya muna derera wena Zongendaba. Watu ya kutela kota. Waka wana mkondo. Waka wana mkondo wako mazini. Wapera mazini.
The climax of the cultural day after the Umgubo is the ascent to Hora Mountain. This is where the Ngoni fought one of their last battles against Baza Dokowe. According to the Mzimba Heritage Association, the mountain signifies peace and stability. It is a cultural value of the Jere Ngoni to ascend the mountain to dance ingoma, drink beer, and eat as tradition requires. It's a symbol that Mzimba is happy.
People sometimes say, or we all know, that here is where the Ngonis fought one of their last battles with Baza Dokowe. It was not a bloodshed war, but after Baza was defeated, from that time today, we take Hora as a symbol of unity. So when we go there, up the mountain, we are saying, now we can celebrate, we are peaceful, we are enjoying. So that is a sign of we are enjoying. Because here, we didn't shed blood. But Baza Dokowe gave in kindly, nicely, and it's a peaceful mountain. So that shows we are now peaceful. So it is a symbol of unity and peace. That's Hora to us.
As the sun sets, it's a cultural day well spent. The crowd staggers back to rest. They need to conserve the little energy left. The climax of the 2017 uMtheto edition is just in a few hours. Day 3 of the uMtheto. The climax of the Ngoni Cultural Festival in Mzimba. The base of the Hora Mountain is a busy place. Countrymen from as far as Mulanje are trekking to the site. Foreign dignitaries are also trickling in. It's a well-attended event. Nkosi Mbekesini Gumba Jere from Zululand. Londiwe from Zwelithini in South Africa. Prince Zwide Khumalo from the Lobengula chieftaincy in Zimbabwe. There goes Inkosi Yamakosi Zulu Gama from Tanzania and Inkosi Yamakosi Mpezeni IV from Zambia. Arriving with traditional glamour, fellow Ngoni king of the Maseko Ngoni of Mzimba, Inkosi Yamakosi Gomani V, meets with his counterpart Inkosi Yamakosi Mbelwa V before the event. Other local chiefs have come in solidarity. Paramount Chief Chukulamayembe of Rumpi, Paramount Chief Kawinga of Machinga, Paramount Chief Lund of Jikwawa, and Paramount Chief Ngolongoliwa from Cholo. Leader of Opposition in Parliament Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and Minister of Civic Education and Culture Cecilia Chazama, Minister of Finance Gudo Gondwe, all strata of society are represented at this event. Such is the significance of the uMtheto festival. And as the Ngoni king walks to his throne, flanked by his royal impi and chiefs, the uMtheto 2017 is in full gear.
Ai,
Umthetho is one of the most interesting festivals that we have in this country. The festival offers people to learn more about the culture of the Ngoni of Mzimba. During this festival, traditional dances are performed, such as Ingoma, which is performed by both men and women, including youngsters. The success of the Umthetho Cultural Festival is seen in the attendance that grows every year. However, the location of the venue itself, Hora Mountain, requires the development of facilities that are designed to meet the different needs of clearly defined groups and tourists. If the festival could succeed in attracting inhabitants and tourists, it may stimulate domestic demand and economic growth would be achieved as well. Umthetho can be put to good use by generating income as well as supporting the local economy. The local community hasn't just been idle.
We're in line talking to Department of Tourism. We're developing this place together with the support from Department of Tourism, but at the same time we're calling for any investor who can come to have lodges here. But our plans are, one, a museum. We already have a museum design. One of it, a copy, has gone to tourism. We are now coming up with a hotel plan. But again, we want to here to have traditional life skills center, so that our young people could be learning here. Though we are moving little by little, but very shortly we will achieve to have, and they want Hora Mountain. People should be climbing. What people should know is that on top there, Baza Dogowe left a bunch of ivory, elephant tusks. So we have got a mystery cave there, and we want to advertise this to all those who are mountain climbers, that if you go there, try to find out the mystery cave, and you will see hundreds of ivory which are hidden up there.
Image is significant, and branding is one of the most effective ways to create an image. Building a cultural brand in a region is an important aspect of urban or local development. The traditional dressing, as seen in the animal skin costume at the Umthetho, is significant. It is of great importance to develop the cultural identity and a sense of tradition and public appeal, where different cultures support each other during festivals and traditional gatherings. As the sun sets on the Umthetho Cultural Festival 2017 edition, the preparations for the 2018 edition have already begun. And so the people disperse, leaving behind the mystic Hora Mountain, but not to wander far, for they will gather here in their multitudes before the next year is worn out.